Hello, my name's Chris Allen, and this is the Chris Allen MMA Show. Today, I'm being joined by one of the UK and Ireland's top 10 featherweight of the world. He's only had 2 fights at featherweight, and he's in the top 10 already, which is absolutely incredible. It's the Cage Warriors star, Perry the Predator Goodwin. How you doing, my friend?
Spot on, mate. Just getting by in lockdown.
Well, you're a bit. It's a bit of a surreal situation for you because you're actually one of the only people still probably going to work at the moment. So, do you feel a bit like, everyone's getting to chill at home and relax, or are you like, thank God I've got something to do?
I did it first. I thought I was like, everyone's at home. It's sunny. I'm at work. It's not fair. And then as the weeks have gone by, I see everyone struggling at home. I'm so happy I'm at work now.
Yeah, I bet, mate. It's interesting because you do scaffolding, right? Don't you?
Yeah.
Must be a trait in the Cage Warriors world. We've got Jai Herbert, Cage Warriors champions. He became a scaffold. It became a champion while on the tools, sort of thing. Is that your group as well, on the tools and carrying Cage Warriors gold?
Yeah, definitely. Speaking to Jai, I watched what he done, being on the tools and being. I always thought I'm never going to be able to. I won't be able. It's too hard. I won't be able to go to train how hard I need to train to get the gold, basically. And then I watched him get it, and that was one of the reasons I was like, screw it, let's do this, drop down to featherweight and let's make a run. And that's exactly what I've done. And I think I can get that gold.
That's exactly what you're doing as well. You dropped down, you've had 2 great wins already. That last fight you had with Steve was just such a great fight, man. It was. I've watched it back 2 or 3 times because it was just so back and forth. It was fantastic. I'll tell you, I'll go to that fight straight away quickly. I want to know what you were thinking at the end of that fight, because I saw you applauding. You thought, you haven't quite taken the win.
Yeah, I thought I'd been beat. Like, don't get me wrong, I've watched it back a few times. I can see me winning. I see me winning. Like, I'm trying to finish the fight, and that's constantly what I've done. And you try and push me against the cage and take me down. That's not trying to win a fight. And that's. But I've been stung before as an amateur many times. Like, where I thought, I've got the win. I've got the win here, definitely. And like, they've got a takedown, and that's got them the round. So. It's how people see it. It's how you judge a fight. Do you judge a fight by someone who takes someone down and can't control them when they're down because they're getting straight back up, or do you judge a guy that's pushing forward and trying to knock the guy senseless, try to put them out? And if you judge it, that's how I would judge a fight. And they obviously fought the same as me, and it was 2-1. I won the first and the third.
So what were you thinking going into the third? Do you think it was 1-1 going into the third? What was Fisher saying to
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, I was told 1-1. I was thinking, this motherfucker's cut me. I'm gonna put him out, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, I want to get that back. That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't know what it was. It was not my best performance in my eyes. I know I trained so hard for that fight, and I dropped a lot of weight, and I felt amazing. Like, I was like, this is gonna be my best performance, and. From what I was expecting, I just didn't really pull through. I didn't really pull the trigger. The third round, I fight how I should have fought, how I always fight. But that was the third round. It was a bit late. I focused a lot on long distance running and having this big gas tank. I just didn't use it. I was coming in. I wasn't even tired. I was like, this is crazy. So next time,
watching you going into the third round, I was like. Is he like, it's like the first round, there was no heavy breather, really, you were still bouncing around your feet, feeling light as anything, obviously I knew you were obviously slightly tired, but you seem quite fresh going into that third round, man.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I can get for them get a 5-round fighting. That's what I want next. I want to be able to show how long I can go, because I go all day long. Me, like, literally. Like, since the lockdown started, don't get me wrong, I've let things go a little bit. I'm getting fat and happy, but then drinking way too much. But when it's go time, and no one works as hard as me.
I said you had that constant aggression moving forward. You're always taking the fight to him. Landing the heavy shots, and no one wants. I can't believe he ate your uppercuts. To be honest with you, he ate a couple of them, and I was like, "How's he still standing up, this kid?"
His nails. I hit him. I feel my hand. I'm like, I hurt my hand. So what the hell are they doing with his face? I think clean on the chin. And he's just tough guy. I knew that going in there, but I don't know. I just thought how hard I expected more from myself. What can I say? So I was a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too disappointed because I said it was a good fight. You showed all-round skill. You know, you showed your ground defense as well as to get back up. And I said that third round, it was like almost seeing a different fighter come out. You know, and I don't know what Fisher and them lot said to you in the corner, but as you said, you came out to the old style of Perry Goodwin again. You know, and you were saying about getting cut. It's not a Perry Goodwin fight without blood, man. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have a bit of
mind. I don't mind getting cut. To be honest, I don't mind the blood. I always want to get that back. Do you know, like when someone goes, like, okay, he hits me now, I want to hit him back. I want to get that back, and it's like I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him for that. But like I say, it doesn't like it's just fun. I love it. They're the fights I love. But it seems I either dominate or I'm in a war. There's no like that's it. So I'm happy with them odds as long as I'm not getting smashed. It's all good.
Yeah, man, you're the fighter that people don't want to fight, mate. You see that you're that one that people try to avoid because they know you won't give up and you'll keep coming forward. You know, there's a few fighters out there like that, and they look at you and think, "Oh, I could beat him," but then they see your fights like, "Nah, I'm all right." Actually, that guy pushes too much forward and stuff. And do you reckon the drop to featherweight now? Like, first of all, why did you drop to featherweight? If you mind me asking.
I wasn't that heavy, you know. Like, don't get me wrong, I get heavy out of camp, but then when I'm kicking, Louis Monaco, I train alongside, who, by the way, no one's seen him yet, and like I got to get it out because I've been thinking about it loads. No one's seen how good he is, and like trust me, he's a world beater. But when he's been in that cage where he's not showing anything, and it's a nightmare for me to watch. But trust me, when he does get his head in gear, he'll be right up there. But I train alongside him, and he's at featherweight, and like he weighs more than me, and I was fighting lightweight, and I was like, how is this? I can't. What am I doing? And I was like, I'm gonna take things serious. And start dieting because I'm eating a Snickers on the way to training. And the movies after it, I'll go and have a beer. Like I'll go and have a beer after training. I'm like, and I was like, how do you do that? Like, I'm like, well, what do you mean? It's just what I've always done. But just because we've always done it doesn't mean it's right. So I just I nipped up on everything, got a heart rate monitor, started counting calories, done all the right things, and the weight just flew off, and it was fine.
And do you feel like I said you didn't look drawn or withered at all in that fight? Like, did you find the weight cut comfortable? You know, you didn't feel like you're affecting your health at all, or anything like that?
Oh no! It's always doable. I'm always like I'll never ever miss weight. Like it's not gonna ever happen because I say everyone else, I'll die. It's in that bath. I'll die in that bath before I'm found over. Everyone's like, oh, be careful. I'm like, no, I'm not worried because I'm not missing weight. It's so like that's one of the worst things you do. Like in my eyes, I'm like, how much can you not respect someone? So I'll always make weight. It's just how hard do I want to make it for myself? And the first cut, I was a lot lighter. Last time was a little bit tougher, but I think I come in was 80 Christmas. I was 86 kilos, and I got down to 66 in like was it 12 weeks or something. Like 20 kilos in 12 weeks is just not healthy, not good for you. But I've done it, and let's not ever let that happen again.
That's it. Well, it says you learn, don't you? And and also with that tough cut, you did a 3-round fight as well, and that's always going to be tough on the cardio. But again, you showed even with a tough cut, you can go 3 rounds quite comfortably, which has always got to be a positive thing when you look back at that. And because I remember when you beat Jakobsen with that fantastic knockout, you know, and I remember you were sort of umming and erring about dropping a featherweight after that fight. Like, why didn't you? If you mind me asking.
I said about it in the camp because that was when I realized that I was like, I'm not actually that big. I'm just like fat really because I'm eating crap all the time and drinking. But that's when I realized. I said, like, after this fight, win, lose or draw, I'm going down featherweight and I'm gonna go for it. And then I won on that. Why I can't go after a win like that? Why do I need to go down to featherweight? Like, what? Obviously, and then plus my in my head, I was like, I'm a scaffolder. That's what I am. I'm not good enough to be able to hold that belt, and that's a point blank how I seen things. Like, oh, I'm a tough fighter. I can fight, but am I good enough to hold the belt? And I'm be a scaffolder? Probably not. And then after seeing Jai, and then after the fight with Reese, and realizing how the size difference in that fight, it was like, okay, this is. Like, you're not gonna be able to do this forever. I'm not gonna be able to fight, especially the way I fight. It's not good for your brain. I'm not gonna be able to do it forever. So where I'm doing it is just see how far I can get. Let's get all that belt because that's what I want. And then just I want to prove to everyone that how good I am. I am that good, and as long as you start believing it. In the last couple of fights I have, cut the weight and grafted so hard.
Yeah, and look at the results you got from it as well. You can't complain. On a 2-fight win streak in that undefeated basically in the division, mate. And you know what I mean? You've taken on 2 tough guys. Like Steve Aimable was only fighting for a title not too long ago. You know, I think it was one before. I think it was the one before your fight, actually, if I remember rightly. But so you're taking on a title challenge just like straight away. You know, after in your second fight in featherweight. You know, how did you feel coming into that fight? I know you're always confident. I know you're always going to come in and do the job. But did you feel that was going to be like a top test in that featherweight division, taking on someone like Steve?
No, I thought I was going to smoke him, and that's why I was so devastated after the fight. I didn't smoke him because I know how good I am. And like this is what I mean. And like I've never had that confidence in my life before. Never. Like I say, when I was a lightweight, I was like going in there and I'm like, shit, this guy's gonna knock me out, or I don't think I don't even it doesn't enter my head no more. I'm like, and maybe that was part of the problem. Maybe I was overconfident. I don't know, but I just didn't pull the trigger when I was in there. And but now I was confident, just confident that I thought I was going to knock him out. I know it was just stringing the right amount of punches together to knock him out was harder than what I thought it was going to be. I was shooting too many one shots. The way he stood, I was struggling to get my kicks off on his legs. At the first round, I did it well, but the second round, I think he changed his stance a little bit. He was a bit more squarer, and just live and learn, really. So next time will be different.
That's it, mate. Well, I said your corner was so chuffed. I saw Fisher and them not running. You know, they were very, very happy for you, even though you were a bit like, I won, really? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's nice. You got great team. You got great team there. You got great training partners as well, such as James Hendon, people like that. And like, how cool is that though? Like you all pretty much fighting on the same card, weren't you, that night?
Yeah, it was class. It was class. Me, Louis, and James were all on the same card, and yeah, James a little beast as well. Like honestly, and when you go, our gym is just like full of killers, and we're all pushing each other. That's when we're all going to be at our best, and like that's literally how we were. We're just all pushing each other. I used to dread sparring on a Saturday when I got my rounds. I got freshman rounds on Saturday. I'm like, who have I got? I've got Louis, I've got James, and then some other killer. Probably Fisher will jump in on that. The guys, and like, so I'm like dreading it. I'm like getting anxiety. That's why when it comes to the actual fight day, I was like, nothing's gonna be worse than what I've been through for the past 6 weeks of sparring there.
The weight cut was easy after that. Yeah. Do you feel a difference though now you're fighting at a lesser weight? Do you find yourself like lighter on your feet, and are you noticing you're slightly stronger, or the other guys aren't as strong as you were fighting in the weight class above?
Cardio is better, and I seem to get back to my feet very easily. Like, to be totally honest, that might have something to do with strength, or it might have something to do with the fact that I'm getting better all the time because I'm training all the time. So, but nothing major, nothing like I don't feel super strong or anything. I haven't knocked anyone out yet, and that's I've knocked guys out at welterweight. I've knocked guys out at lightweight. I'm gonna knock someone out at featherweight, and really thought that last one would have been it, but. I have to get the guy with a granite chin, don't I?
Typical, as I said, like he took those uppercuts and no one's taken them before, and these guys are lighter weight. I've seen you hit people with higher weights with that, and those shots. And that fair play to the guy. I can't take nothing away from Steve. Tough fighter, and he obviously thought he won the fight at the end of it as well, just due to takedowns. But as you said, you kept getting back up again. You were landing, you were aggressive. It's just the way the judges saw it. And personally, I'm not just saying it because I got you here. When you were like clapping at the end, I was like, well, I think you might have done it, mate. I think you might have just taken this, to be fair.
I got a few messages saying the same. Why did you think you'd lost us for that? And then people messaged me saying, going by the new rule set and how it's scored. Sorry, not the new scoring criteria. That if you're taking someone down, you're not controlling them or landing your strikes. You're pretty much not doing much, not doing anything. You may as well be holding me against the cage, because now I've done quite a bit of that as well. It's not, you're not scoring damage. You're not scoring any aggression really. You're just like holding. So I was like, really, realistically, I'm trying to win the fight. I'm not trying to hold anyone or try to beat the clock, because that's what a lot of people do. I'm trying to beat the clock and win. I'm like, nah, like, look, if I'm 2 rounds up, I'm not going to run away in the last round. I'm gonna try and knock you out in the last round, and that's how I fight, and I'll always fight that way. If people want to fight their way, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I got to look myself in the mirror, and I'm not gonna be able to do that if I start running or doing holding on to stuff. So.
No, exactly. And a lot of fighters I spoke to before, have done that and regretted it in the third round when they haven't pushed enough. And then the judges, what judges can be like, you know what I mean? They push it the other way, and you always got to go out there and finish and stuff like that. And fair play to you. But I think the judges, what they saw is, even though he went for takedowns, like you landed like a flying knee almost. Like, I don't know how he took that when he went for the takedown, and also landing uppercuts as he was coming in for the takedown. So the damage was there. And then obviously you had good judges that night because they saw that you were landing massive shots when he was attempting the takedown. Mate, that's all we can ask for, mate. And as I said, it's just one of those things. You could have won all 3 rounds and the judges score it the other way. This is the problem sometimes in MMA, man.
Yeah. It's always like that, isn't it? If you go with the judges, that's why I like to sleep people. But it's what it is, isn't it?
That's it, man. That's it. Well, again, fantastic start to your featherweight career, man. You really, it's the only way is up. And how cool is it? You probably got the last fight of the year in before we all got locked down.
Yeah. I know it's like I'd obviously stopped drinking and not been to any pubs or anything since Christmas or like New Year time, and started training to get ready for a fight. And my girlfriend's pretty much done the exact same with me, and she shouldn't really gone out or had a drink either. And then it kicks in, and we normally, like, at the end of it all, we're like, right, what we're gonna do? We planned loads of stuff. I book places to go away and stuff. So we had places booked to go away. We had all these plans, all these places, the restaurants that we were going to eat, and the drink that all these drink that I was going to have, and all the nights out we were going to have. I was like, and then it gets to it, it goes, oh, by the way, all the pubs are shut. You're not going to any pubs. All the restaurants are shut. You were getting Uber Eats if you want to have any food. We don't even have Uber Eats in Redcar. You're getting like scruffy takeaways. That's your only choice now if you want to eat bad food, or you're cooking. Now you can't cook. So I've been in lockdown since Christmas, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have been in lockdown, haven't you? But you had to train for these fights, and I said you only fight what? Your last fight, the Samir fight was last year. Then you're literally fighting what, 5 months later. So yeah, it's just been one long training camp for you. And how does that feel for you though? Like on the training side of things, opposed to the going out side of things. Obviously you've been training hard. You're coming off 2 great wins and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it's like, right, you have to stay at home now, and we're not going to tell you when your next fight is because we don't know. How do you deal with that sort of thing?
I drink. Basically, it's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. I can't. It's they're not training because I'm working, so everything it's pretty much normal for me to working. But they're not going to the gym. I'm a better person when I'm at TFT with the boys. Like, I'm a better person. I have better decisions and make better life choices. Everything I do, and all the role revolve around that training. Like, man, like, I'm gonna try and get my ass back into gear like next week, because don't get me wrong, I've been running and stuff, but like the intensity is just not there. I've got like nothing really. I'm running just for the sake of running. I'm shadow boxing. I'm just doing press ups, doing like daft goals, but it's not the same. I find myself going for a run, then going to the corner shop after, and getting 4 gallons and having a drink after. It's shit. But like I know if I was in the gym at TFT, I would not be making them decisions. So I just can't wait for stuff to get back to normal now.
Yeah, that's it, man. We'll, when you come out of lockdown, you'll be back at middleweight, I think, at this rate. No,
John, that's why I'm trying to put the blockers on it now, and we're gonna get back to what it was like at Christmas. And it's gonna be hell to get back down, but next week I'm gonna start adding some fasts in and put some runs in, and things are gonna go. I'll soon get my weight down. I always do, so it's not a problem.
That's it, mate. Well, good luck to you, mate. Good luck to you. And I said, the problem is I'm finding in this lockdown is because there's not a lot to do. Obviously, thank God you're working. Imagine if you're sitting at home all day not working. It's literally ours. There's multi-pack of crisps there. There's loads of chocolates. There's a cans of cider over there. There's all sorts of stuff, and you got to sit there and just look at it.
That's why I think I've scored being able to work still, to be honest.
Yeah, but at least, and obviously your job, I've done your job before, like just labouring sort of thing from, and mate, that's some heavy lifting. At least you're getting all your strength and conditioning every day doing that.
yeah, bits and bobs. Just
sitting in the van.
Yeah. Nah, on the job.
Good stuff. And correct me if I'm wrong, but did you mention you were meant to be getting married this year? You had a wedding coming up, didn't you?
Next year I get married. I get married July next year. I'm just hoping it clears up by then. My girlfriend's worried. Like she's like, oh, what happens? And I just don't even think about it. I had Rome booked for July this year. I don't think that's gonna happen either.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are going to want to go anywhere for a while now. I think they've put the fear in us now, haven't they? But,
Yeah,
thank God it wasn't this year, mate. I've got friends who are getting married June, July this year, and they've had to postpone until like September. And what happens if it doesn't happen in September? We keep, you mean, and this is why we have wedding insurance. I think. Make sure you get some of that, by the way. I had it. It bloody helped me out.
I didn't even know you could get it. I'll mention it. I'll mention it to her. She sorts everything, by the way. She's like, I'm just like, look, I'll help you with the money. You sort everything else.
Yeah, that's what I said to her. I said, just tell me what time I've got to be there, where I've got to be. I won't turn up in shorts and t-shirt, and we'll be all right. It's all good.
She's gonna have to dress me like. I don't know what suit I'm gonna wear.
Do you know what, the funny thing is, right, is that I took my wife now, I took her to the suit shop with us, said, right, do those look all right for us lads, or do those match your bridesmaids' dresses? Mate, you've got to be careful with this stuff. Do you know what I mean?
It's not a game to them. It's not a game. I get it in the neck if I got the wrong suit, I look daft. So I'll let her pick everything.
As long as you've got the tash back, mate, for the wedding, that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's definitely gonna have to come back. Definitely for the wedding.
As I said, is that when I first started speaking to you before we went live? Oh, sorry, live when we started recording. I was like, that's not the Perry Goodwin I remember. I had to double check it was you. You know what I mean? Because he's got the hairs come back, the beard's gone.
It's great. It's weird, isn't it? I shave it off and I'm like, oh, I've lost something here, like, and I've lost an arm or something, but it always grows back. It's like the growing of the tash, and I think it's like a build up, and then when it gets me ready, like puts everything in place, like a start of a. When the fight gets announced, I normally shave it in, so I normally go a beard when I start training, and then when the fight gets announced, I'm like, I shave all the beard and just keep the tash, and then it grows bigger and bigger, and then that's it. By the time the fight day comes, it's ready to go.
Yeah, man. There's only been maybe one or two other MMA fights. I remember Ian McCall was one back in the day. He used to have his tash that, mate. Hey, you got to have these things that make you stand out, mate. Definitely. And what made me laugh in that fight was one of the commentators said when you got the small cut on your head, he was like, as long as they don't get that blood in that tash, they're okay. I was sitting there just crying.
It's class, isn't it? Like I say, everyone who fights is like, something's wrong with you. No one wants to. Like, you've got something weird about you if you want to step in a cage and fight another man. So you've got to try and stand out in a crowd full of people that are all weirdos anyway. It's a hard thing to do, but I think I managed to do it all right every time. So.
Well, as a lifelong fan of MMA, I think you're all absolutely nuts, mate, to get in a cage. But thank you for doing it to keep us all entertained. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it. There's nothing else I'd rather do than fight.
It's just that thought of a cage door closing behind you, and I feel like I'm in like a coliseum, like everyone's around me watching me, and the lines are going to come out and all that sort of stuff. It's just must be a mental feeling, man. Like that whole feeling of getting in a cage, door shuts. But I say it's pretty normal for you. You're 16 fights in, well, plus your amateur career as well.
Yeah, it's the anxiety beforehand that kills me. I'm just like, why am I doing this? I'm like, why am I deciding to fight? I don't have to do this. I'm choosing to do it. Why am I doing this? And then like the fight happens, and I realize why I do it, because I love it. It's something I really enjoy doing. And it's not just that, the training. Like I say, my life is better when I'm in the gym around them people. I'm around my coach and all the lads there. I'm a better person. I love it.
That's it. You get into that different mindset, don't you, when you're in there? You're not thinking about going and having a few beers or getting takeaways or getting anything to eat, or just want to train, proper mind focused on it. And that's what I mean. A lot of fighters I spoke to, this is a lot of the problem a lot of them are having at the moment, is because they're not at the gym every day, basically getting drilled by their coach and stuff, all the time. And it's just like they're on their summer holidays, But how important do you think it is just to try and stay as fight ready as possible in this time, because they could lift this in a month's time?
I know, but I don't know. For me, I've always found it next to impossible to get fight ready without a fight. I know it sounds like daft, of course you can't get fight ready. You can. You just got to train. But my motivation's always been the same. I can get fit. Fit's not a problem. It's the weight drop. I tend to drop my weight real fast when I've got a fight. The thought of missing weight is a nightmare to me. So when I've got a fight on the line, I can lose the weight no problem. I can train as hard as I've ever trained before, because I don't want to lose. But when I haven't got that, it's like, why shouldn't I go? Why shouldn't I go and get some cans? Why shouldn't I go like? And I'm like, why am I arguing with myself? But at the same time, if for me, I'll be able to stay fit, but that's it. I was like, as far as I'm concerned, if this gets lifting him up, he goes, right, we need you to step in. I'm like, you have to give me some time because I'm a different sort of cat. I'm not like some of these guys. I'm obsessed with this. I love fighting, but I also love I feel like the
Enjoy
people,
life.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. So a lot of people, I sleep, I eat, I breathe it. I'm like I'm concentrating on trying to be like a half decent person and enjoy my time with my girlfriend and doing stuff that some of these guys just don't even do because they're too busy. Oh, you have to be obsession. This is an obsession, and I'm like, I love it. Don't be wrong. It's really enjoyable. But after fighting, there's going to be something else. I'm going to be doing something else. We're going to be teaching or something like that, or even just enjoying my life more with my girlfriend. It's just like people get too tunnel vision on. Oh yeah, it has to be an obsession. I love doing it. It's an obsession when I've got a fight in the line and people see something come out of me that not a lot of people have. It's just that get up and run hills every day because you're a psychopath. That comes out when I've got a fight, but when I'm not in camp, it's more like let's chill, have a drink, and have fun.
I think it's quite important as well to have that work home. I call it work. What you do, yeah, your work home balance sort of thing. You need to have your home life where you can do what you can do, and then work is you can do what you can do there. Because at the end of the day, you're doing what you're doing, and you're beating some of the top guys at the moment. So you can't be. How much more training can you really do? Because as I said, you seem to be having this good lifestyle as well as a great fighting career as well. Because when you see you fight, you don't see. I'm very surprised actually what you're telling me because you don't see that when you fight. You can really show that on fight week. You're just, you know what I mean, focused as anything.
Yeah, because I am like I say, when that fight gets signed, I'm a different person. Like I tell her, I'm like I say, it's just I am obsessed when the fight's signed, but until that point, I really enjoy my life and like you say about the home balance, it's like you need it. You need your work. You need something you enjoy doing, not fighting, and you need to enjoy like your girlfriend and have fun as well. And there has to be a perfect balance, and like that's as a life. But when it comes to, I think you've got to fight. It's just work, just work, train, work, train, work, train. And I think if you keep doing that after the fight, like don't be wrong, you still got to train, but you need to start supplementing a little bit of home and having fun because if you don't, your head's going to go, or other parts of your life are going to start falling a bit. You're going to end up breaking up with your girlfriend, or you're going to end up having no friends. And the only guys you ever see are going to be the guys in the gym, and they're going to be on your friends. But like I travel to train, so I'm trying like 45 minutes just to get to the gym, and they all live like an hour away from where I am. So if they were my only friends, I'd literally see no one.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, I know that feeling as well, mate. But again, you've got great training partners down there, and obviously you've got a miss that supports you as well. Yeah, let's try and get the wedding done. Let's not get that cancelled by training too much. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're still young, mate, as well. You know, you're still young. You're about 26, 27 now, aren't you? And said you're still yet to hit your. Well, you actually, as they say, you're coming into your MMA prime, as they say. You know, I'm sure you've been in it before. You've been fighting for 10 years, for God's sake. You know, but how weird does that feel when you think back? You've been fighting for 10 years already from your
Oh, it's
amateur days.
crazy. It's crazy, absolutely crazy, man. Like never in a million years would I thought I would be fighting on Cage Warriors. I remember when there was a Cage Warriors forum. I don't know if it's still open now, but I think my dad used to go on it, and he was like just like getting all the scoop and that. And I used to like never thought I'd fight in such a big show. I fought in front of thousands of people and like being on TV, and it's like, man, I'm just I was like, it's crazy. It's crazy because me as a person, I was just like didn't think I'd ever be doing anything like this. But I am, and I hope everyone else sees it as well because where I'm from, this is not like it's not rough or anything, but it's just a small town. There's a lot of a lot of kids that like do get lost in the ways because it is so small. No one does anything, and if I can inspire at least just a couple of people from where I'm from just to do anything, just to have a go at doing something, and maybe MMA or anything that you don't have to just because you're from Redcar, you can't get anywhere. There's plenty of things that we can do, and I'm proving it, showing everyone. And when I get that belt, that'll be perfect. That will just show everyone that you can do anything.
Yeah, man, take that belt back to that small town, go into the pub with it wrapped around your shoulder, and be like, yeah, Cage Warriors champion, pint in hand, say something to me,
Yeah, I won't be taking it off, man.
That's it, mate. You'll be joining a long list of Cage Warriors champions, man, and the list goes all the way back to Bisping, Dan Hardy, even McGregor, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, all them guys, man, all girls and girls, all come through Cage Warriors, and look at what they're doing now, huge things. And so, how great is it to be involved in an organisation which has close ties with companies like UFC and stuff, and the fact you've got an amazing boss in Graham Boylan, who's quite happy to see you guys progress in your career, and if you do get the opportunity, he's not going to hold you back.
It's class. Honestly, like I just said, like I'm never in a million years I think that I'd be doing anything like this. I was always just a hard worker. Like, don't get me wrong, I like to party too much, like to eat too much, like to drink too much. But when it was game time, I was a hard worker, and I've messed up fights when I was even as a pro. I messed up fights by going on the drink and messing up. Not, but I feel like that's like self-sabotage because you feel like you're not good enough, like you really think because you can't be good, you just make it impossible. You got a tough fight ahead of you, so I've got no chance of winning, so I'll go on the drink the week before I start my weight cut as a pro, and and being sick the next day and stuff because we've been on the drink, and I'm like, I've got a fight next Saturday, and I'm like, oh god, it's 5 days away, and being like, oh, what have I done? And then still went in fought and got my ass beat, ass handed to me, and then coming into the gym with Fisher and that, and like just speaking to the guys that I speak to, and I think things all just slipped into place for us, matured a little bit as a person, and that's why I think everything's so good at the minute.
Yeah, said it's definitely reflecting your performances at the moment. And isn't Fisher, Andrew Fisher, fantastic coach, got a great team of guys there. He's coming back, isn't he? Isn't he going back to Bellator? Featherweight.
He's signed, yeah, man. He's signed.
Yeah.
He's signed, but like I say, he signed before the lockdown. So he's been sparring. He's been sparring with us. He sparred with the lads and with me for the last 2 fights, I think now.
Yeah.
So he's a beast, and I'd like to see him do well. I'd like to see him come back and do well as well, because when he stepped out over injury. So
yeah, I remember
he was like ranked number 4 in ACB, like really just doing the thing, and he was really good. He's finishing guys, and he's such like a hard worker, and as like because he's not like naturally gifted a lot like myself. You've got to work a lot harder, but his technique's bang on. So like. He's a real good guy to train with, and a real good coach. So I hope he does come back. It'd be nice to see.
Yeah, man, me too. And I've spoken to him quite a lot in the past, and literally, he's what a great person to have behind you as well, and training you and giving you the confidence and all that sort of stuff. Because you're quite similar fighters, to be fair, you two. And I bet I'd love to see you two have a roll or a spar, mate. I bet that's just like I'd pay for that, to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? Because the level between you two.
Mate, the Saturdays at TFT are crazy, by the way. You should see some of the guys that we got in there. Like Justin Burlinson and Louis Monarch, Cal Pacino. There's just like the list goes on, and every.
Burlinson. I didn't realize Burlinson was there.
Yeah. He's been there for a little while now. And James Hendon, but they're all. I mean, sat there, we're all pushing each other. It's honestly, it's just literally non-stop. And then like the guys like doing a little bit more than me, and then I'm like that annoys me, because I'm like. I'm the hardest worker. The guy's working like Justin's going for a 5-mile run after we just finished sparring. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to get up at 5 in the morning before I go to work and go for a run just to try and show that I'm working just as hard, and we all push each other. It's class, honestly. And
it all comes back to what you said. When you're not in the gym, you don't feel that push, but when you are in the gym, all the mindset and mentality changes, mate. But again, it's not a negative thing. You're still doing what you're doing, and you're getting wins. So that's all that matters. You know, this is the beginning of your featherweight career. I really believe it, and I think going forward it's going to be fantastic. But seeing as your fight was only literally like a month or so ago, did you get offered anything else for another fight? Because Cage Warriors are putting on about 100 cards this year, I think.
Oh, it went straight into lockdown, so I don't even know. Like, I've not spoken to anyone. To be honest, I don't know what's happening with that belt. I don't know what Mads is doing. I don't know.
I think they're doing an interim belt, aren't they, or something?
Well, realistically, that's me then, isn't it? That's me and Morgan, and that's for 5 rounds, and that's what I want. I want that more than anything. So if that's there, that's there. But we do nothing's really been said. I know Morgan's got a massive following. I know I've got about 20 people that follow me about, and he's taking 100 people from France to fight. But it'd be a hell of a fight. He beat Louis, and I'd like to get that back for Louis as well. And me and Louis are different fighters, and I think if I fight him, I've got 25 minutes of hell for him. I know that much.
I can't wait to see. I'd love to, obviously, I want to see you finish your fights, obviously, but I'd love to see you over 5 rounds. So obviously, it's nothing we've really seen before. It'd be really, really interesting to see, because by the end of that 3rd round, you still looked fresh enough, to be honest with you. I thought you could have easily done 2 more rounds in that last fight. And I think it would have been a bit more of a decisive decision as well, because you could see Steve, as hard as the guy is and tough as he is, the shots were building and building up, and you could see he was slowly starting to tire a little bit. I don't know where his energy come from. Where did his energy come from in that 3rd round for takedowns? I don't know where he got that from, you know. But hey, mate, at the end of the day, you were the dominant fighter, and mate, I just can't wait to see your next fight. I was hoping you were going to tell me your next one was already arranged. So yeah, but
nothing.
Oh well, let's hold out. You know, let's see what goes on. Let's put the word out and try and get you that interim title shot, mate, because that would be absolutely fantastic, man. But in your 3rd featherweight fight, you're sitting around with a belt. Could be a lot worse, mate. But I remember your days in I remember Made for the Cage, mate. I remember seeing you fight there. I think I was even at that event, to be honest with you, a couple of them. And you fought a friend of mine in John Ferguson a long time ago as well, you know. And let's go back a few years now as well. He hasn't actually fought again since then, but he's coming back. And that was a guy who fought people like Paul Craig and stuff in the UFC and stuff like that. And now when I saw your name popping up again in Cage, I was like, I recognise that name. Why do I recognise that name? You know, and then obviously here we are, you know. So you have been watching the UK from an early stage. People do know who you are. Like when I said, I'm interviewing Perry Goodwin, they said, oh yeah, great fight with Steve last. So don't put yourself down, man. People know who you are. You are more popular than you think.
I know. You know, you never see it. Like literally, you went from where I'm from, like being so small, like it's you don't realise. Like I'm just in my eyes, I'm just a scaffolder that fights in his spare time. Literally, that's how I've always see it. And I'm okay. I'm doing all right here, and that's literally it. There's no more to it. There's no glitz and glamour or anything like that. I'm just a scaffolder that likes to fight.
Well, when we're in the media room at Cage Warriors, like you can stay backstage or come out and watch the fight in some events, and 9 times out of 10, you know, everyone's like, "Oh, it's the Perry Goodwin fight." I was like, "Right, let's go out and watch this one," because that's because they know it's either going to be an incredible finish from yourself, or it's going to be a bloody war, and that's what people want to see. That's what people like Dana White want to see. You know, that's the sort of fighters they want. You know, and mate, the world is your oyster with that one. So please don't think I'm just crawling up your ass, mate. Honestly, I'm just being honest with you, because otherwise you won't hear about this stuff that we talk about in the media room. You know, and yeah, mate, it's just great to see you've dropped that weight, and obviously when you drop the weight to featherweight, we're all thinking, oh, let's see how this goes, because obviously, unfortunate, a couple of losses before that, but again, tough opposition. Jack Grant's probably one of the top guys in that division at the moment. But when you knocked out Jakobsen, I was really hoping you were going to drop down then. I really did, because obviously, but you told me why, completely makes sense. But now you've done it, and you fought Reese McKee, mate. That's no pushover, and that was a war as well. You know, you landed some bloody good shots on that guy.
Another guy who's nails. I thought I saw nails. Like honestly, I mean, like I'm hitting a lot of his shots. Are hitting me with like grazing shots. Like I was, because of his length. I didn't know he was still hitting me. Like I'd take a step back and I lean. Normally I'm like out the way of the shots. I'd take a step back, I'd lean, and he'd still be catching me on the end of his shots, and I'm like, and then he was just like nicking my eyes and cutting me, and I'm like, wow, I'm getting cut here. But when I was hitting him, and it was just clean straight to the face, like all the way, his head snapping back. I'm like, this kid's just not moving. He's just not moving. So tough, and got a lot of respect for the kid. To be honest, he's done well to take them shots and still get the win at the end.
Yeah, man, that was a nuts fight. As I said, every fight we watch of you is a bloody war or a knockout, you know, as I said. So, mate, it's great to see. And I just want to before I let you go, though, last question before I let you go, I just want to ask you the question you've probably been asked a million times. Who gave you, or where did the nickname The Predator come from? Where did that come from?
Oh, I was at there's like a sports hall doing like a kickboxing tournament thing. Oh, it's horrendous, by the way. And
that's why I love him.
and like, you know, like full head guard and shinnies and stupid. You got to kick so many times above the waist, no leg kicks. That sort of kickboxing, like kids kickboxing sort of thing. Yeah. And the announcer was giving out like stupid daft names when people were walking out, and like I think someone was called Mason the Machine or something like that. And then and then when it was me, it was Perry the Predator, and I was like, and then when I started fighting MMA, this is like a little bit after, because I played a lot of rugby and that. I didn't do any more kickboxing or anything like that, and played a lot of rugby, and I was like been watching UFC on Bravo and this like, I'm like, oh, I want to do this. I was watching reruns of Chuck Liddell. I was like, I want to do this. I was watching like tutorials on YouTube and just like, this is amazing. And then I started training. When I got my first fight, they asked like, oh, have you got any nicknames or anything like that? And then my dad mentioned it. He goes, remember when you walked out? He goes, that's got to be your name now, because that's when you walked out when you fought in the kickboxing. I was like, yeah, go on then. So I put that down.
You got the mask anywhere? You got the Predator mask anywhere at all for the walkout?
Yeah. Oh no, it's in my car. It's in my car.
Oh, don't worry, that's fine.
I haven't took my gym bag out my car since we got back from the fight. Like since this lockdown, because I've not been training. Literally, my gym bag's in the car still to boot. I'm just the scruffiest man alive.
Oh, I hope Andrew Fisher isn't listening to this. Jesus, he's going to be having you running laps every day.
Honestly, I'm useless.
Oh, not at all, mate. Again, I just want to quickly congratulate you on your last two fights, mate. It's been great seeing you drop down and seeing how dominant you're being, mate. It's fantastic to watch. And just before I let you go, do you want to give a shout out to anyone, you know, who's helped you get to where you are today? Any gyms, coaches, family, sponsors, anything like that, mate?
Honestly, the list would be endless, but I shout out to my family, mum and dad, my lovely girlfriend, and all the lads at TFT, and that's about it. Smashing it.
And do you do any social media or anything like that where people can follow you?
Yeah. I'm Perry Goodwin on Instagram, and I've got a fight page on Facebook, Perry the Predator Goodwin, and give it a like or a follow. It's be spot on. I post loads of daft stuff.
Oh, sorry. There's actually one thing I was going to ask you. I got asked to ask you one question on here by one of my friends. He says, "Where can he get a pair of those checkered shorts from when you fight?"
I got them specially made by Hard Life sorted me out, and I know the guy that runs that company, and I messaged him. I said, "Will you be able to do my shorts for me?" And he goes, "What do you want?" I said, "I want to be checkered. You know, like
buffalo checkered, whatever they call it,
like lumberjack style."
Yeah.
I'll chop some legs down. That's what I'm gonna do with these leg kicks. I'm gonna chop people's legs down. I want some buffalo. I want them check shorts. And he goes, "Okay, I'll make him." So he made me him, and so one of a kind. Then you'd struggle to get them anyway.
I know he was saying, I've got to get some of those shorts for my next fight. And I said, well, I was looking at what Steve Amiable was wearing as well. That was a bit of a headache as well, looking at his shorts. That would have put me off the fight, to be fair.
Brutal, man. He must have bought a new pair every time. He's wearing them for ages.
I know, but I was like, cool, he's not very good camouflage, but anyway. But but again, thank you very much for your time, mate. I really appreciate talking to you. And honestly, next Cage Warriors event you're at, I'm going to make sure I'll be there, mate. And it'd be great to chat to you after the fight as well in person. That'd be great.
Definitely. It was a pleasure. And thanks for giving me a bit of a voice, someone to speak to, because it's not too many interviews that get done, but I like to do them.
No worries. I said I appreciate you taking your time. Not that I know we have a lot of it, but you don't. You're at work, so you're one of the only I think you're one of the only fighters I've spoken to, like in the last 25 interviews I've done, who's actually still work. So you're a good man, mate. Do you know what I mean? You're a good man. You're still working, and again, look forward to seeing your next fight, mate.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for everything.
No worries, man. Stay safe out there, fella. Yeah.
You too.
Cheers, mate. Bye bye.